What is up, guys? It's Calamity coming at you with a brand new podcast, episode 14. As always, I am your wonderful host, Calamity, joined by my gorgeous, stunning vessel of death.
Thank you for that. ThatGuy Gseph.
And we are here to bring you all the latest fiery conversations and hot topical nerdiness on the goings on this week. G, something that's caught your attention.
There's a cat outside that ain't yours.
That is my aunt's cat.
Oh,
Spot is on the podcast this week, clearly. Yeah, fat cat. Kind of looks like a black and white Garfield.
A little bit.
But yeah, we are here this week to bring you some goings on in the world of nerddom. To get started, how was your week, G?
Yeah, it was alright. Not bad. Caught some sun.
Yeah, it's been nice.
Had a skin peeling off my forehead today.
Yeah, you burn, man. You burn.
Yes.
Feel like me.
You think I'm Irish? I'm really not though.
Yeah, you think I am as well, with the gingerness and the and the burning and just everything. But no, well, actually, no. I think there is a bit of an Irish in me somewhere. I'm pretty sure. My family, man, it's all over.
So what you're saying is there could be a little bit of leprechaun in your foot.
Like maybe
little toe.
I'd love that though. I'd always find my pot of gold. Yeah, I had a standard week since we recorded the last one. What's happened since we recorded the last one?
Stuff's been like properly renewed and cancelled and.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't check out the previous podcast, we talked about this, the TV show cancellations, and things have been picked up and things have been dropped and blah blah blah. But yeah, please do check that out on the podcast before.
There's actually a couple more things that got mentioned by Fox, shows that they hadn't got picked up that they were looking to distribute elsewhere in the future.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what they were. One of them was possibly Last Man on Earth.
Okay, so
I'd be quite happy
giving
about
it to another studio kind of thing.
Yeah,
that would work. I think we've there's been massive outcry on the internet about all these cancellations.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I went to Shove It. That's an event. You may have seen the vlog from that before. It's a really good night actually. Please check it out. I'll try and put a link in the description. I suppose it's kind of harder for Facebook events.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, because they kind of expire, and I have to put them up. I don't know if the video will come out, but I'll check it out. It's at the Bloomsbury Bowling Alley every third Friday of the month. It's run by the guys that run Facedown, and it's a quality good night. Come say hey. And then Saturday I went to see Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2, which was we're kind of going to get into my thoughts on that a little bit. I'm going to go into a non-spoiler thoughts segment on it because you haven't seen it yet. Still. But we're going to go see it together next week, so hopefully we will have our review recorded next week for that. That'd be quite cool. Because, it's a movie we will go into shortly. But to kick it all off this week, let's go into my favourite segment of the podcast. It's the news that will change your life. What's going on this week?
Love that tune.
So anyone that's asking or who wants to know, that is actually from a Sonic game. That is from Sonic 06, and it sounds like a news broadcast, and that just appeals to me. In fact, if you hadn't noticed and you don't know me personally, everything to do with this channel is Sonic related. From the Calamity Hatcher logo is from Sonic Forces. The wonderful theme tune of the channel is the theme of Infinite from Sonic Forces. And I don't know for the avid viewer, most of our podcasts I think all of our podcasts at this point have been Sonic music.
I think so.
In the background. So heavily love the Sonic stuff. So yeah, we use that tune. But let's get on to the news. So for anyone who has seen Deadpool, and again, I'm not going to get into spoilers on this right now because you're here and you haven't seen it yet, and we're going to obviously go into spoilers next week. So don't worry about if you're going to watch this podcast, listen to this podcast, there won't be any spoilers for Deadpool 2, so don't worry about that. But the post-credit scene is canon.
Yeah.
You understand why that's significant when you see the movie, but it's canon, it's official, let's build a bridge and move over it, people.
Alright.
Done. It's good. Stan Lee has come out and said Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. In fact, he is exactly the age and build and height that he imagined when he wrote Spider-Man.
Yeah, I kind of gathered that already. Just like based on how he was acting, I was like, that's how I picture the Spider-Man from the comics as well. So obviously, a lot of people would. I mean,
Tom Holland.
Yeah,
he's done such a great job. We're the Avengers, man. Like, what he'd say. You mean like a Footloose? Exactly like Footloose.
It's just the greatest movie ever. It's really not.
No, it never was. Brilliantly done. Yeah, Tom Holland is my Spider-Man, and I always felt Tobey Maguire. I almost said Tobey Maguire.
I understand that,
and that's what's going to fit into what I was about to say. He's a bit too tubby for the Spider-Man role. He's supposed to be a lean teenager.
Yeah,
and Tobey Maguire was clearly a bit of a tubby middle-aged man.
Yeah.
Funny enough, interesting fact that people don't generally know is that Andrew Garfield was older than Tobey Maguire was when he was filming the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield was 29 when he started The Amazing Spider-Man.
It just shows you how body shapes really play into...
And facial shapes. I think Andrew Garfield did look very... the part in that.
It plays into, like... I mean, for when the Maguire ones came out, he was like the best Spider-Man you could have imagined then. Because we'd only seen him in cartoons, really.
Yeah, exactly.
So... But then looking back, you do look at him and think he should be skinnier here, skinnier there, shorter there, smarter in this way,
And that's not the way, like, shaming on people with different body types, but Spider-Man is conventionally incredibly skinny,
slender,
very slender,
acrobatic.
Like that's kind of the shock of Spider-Man. I think with a lot of villains when they first run into him, it's like, hey, you're a kid. Oh shit, you just knocked me through a building. Like you're stupidly strong. He doesn't look like much, but he really is a lot. So stand the man Lee. If he says it's legit, it's legit. We got a new poster for Shazam. We got a few bits of kind of concept art and that kind of thing. He's drinking a beverage. It's like a cool ice beverage.
Okay.
And it says, I don't have something like, I don't need ID anymore or something like that. Because obviously the idea is Billy Batson as a kid turns into Shazam. There was a poster that came out today. I don't know if it was fan made or not because you never really know with Facebook.
Yeah.
But it had like him watching Batman vs Superman with a Wonder Woman symbol on the cup. Okay. And it was like, and then it says under Shazam, Superman was busy.
Okay.
And it seems like they kind of, I say it seems like this is the ongoing conversation online at the moment as to whether DC are kind of making this their Deadpool.
Okay. Well, they're trying to make it the dark yet funny sort of film.
I think it's more light-hearted than dark.
Okay.
But funny in that aspect.
Yeah, dark. When I say dark, I meant as in like gory and stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, no, that's the thing. It doesn't look that way so far. It looks quite flashy.
Okay.
I mean, all we're looking at is concept art. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But it's just generally from like the look of the poster, I don't think it's going to be that kind of vein of darker kind of stuff.
Okay.
But it'll be interesting to see how it turns out because Shazam is a bit of an interesting character, particularly in his character history. He went from being Captain Marvel to becoming Shazam, and that was due to a lawsuit from Marvel. I think they copyrighted the rights, and that's how actually you have Captain Marvel in Marvel because she was Miss Marvel before, and then she took on the mantle of Captain Marvel. So it's a really interesting character. It would be cool to see how the concept kind of plays across. And I'm assuming that Dwayne Johnson is going to be playing Black Adam in this.
Yeah, I mean that was announced years ago, wasn't it? Like 3 years ago or something.
Yeah,
maybe more. But I really can't remember.
I think it is more than that.
It feels like a lifetime ago that he announced that.
Yeah, and he's been trying to get it going for ages, and it's just like, well,
what's happening?
Let's be honest, the car's not running at the moment. Let's not try and add on a nitrous tank.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's the best analogy I can come up with at the moment.
I can't argue with that. I really can't.
Aquaman footage was shown at a con. I'm not sure which one, to be perfectly honest with you. But they showed Black Manta footage, and the responses are that he looks epic.
Okay.
Apparently, the helmet is there as well.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so okay. I'm really happy with that. Really cool to see how that turns out. It
hasn't leaked out, has it?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I don't expect it to anymore. Really, they're getting tighter and tighter with the.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Aquaman in Justice League. Yeah. It wasn't what I thought Aquaman really is as a character, but at the same time, they definitely shook that like preconceived notion of he's a guy that talks to fish. Even though they ripped the piss out of that in the movie, they completely get away from that.
Yeah, I mean, it is a ridiculous power to have for like comics and stuff, but and it's even more ridiculous when you translate it to film. But the way they're going with the character and the way Jason Momoa is portraying him. It looks to be a really good, dark, gritty version of him. So
yeah, I really liked how they did do callbacks to it though. Like obviously the whole thing with Bruce Wayne, like I hear you talk to fish.
Yeah.
And then there was the bit with where he sits on the lasso of truth, and then he, as he gets up and realizes that he was on it and starts blabbering shit and all that, and he walks past Flash and he's just like, "Tony on about this. I'll feed you every piranha you know." You'll meet every piranha I know, and it's just like, okay, yeah, that makes comedic sense out of it. Like it is a character that is known for talking to fish, and you've kind of dealt with that. So yeah, I am interested to see how Aquaman turns out. But again, DC Universe, I do not have particularly high hopes for anything that comes out now. I've been burned too many times. And Death was removed from Infinity War and Avengers 4. Now, to those who don't quite understand what I mean about that, because you'll be like, what the hell, man? People died. Calamity, you're chatting shit. No, I mean the character of Death, who is a woman in the MCU that Thanos is madly in love with and sets out to destroy half the universe to appease her and win her love. Actually, I saw this meme a while ago about how Thanos is a good guy, but he's just a nice guy that keeps getting turned down by the dickhead girl.
Yeah.
And it was like fucking hilarious.
Was it? That would make sense if you know the scene with Red Skull.
Yeah, because we both thought that was Death.
Yeah, we both literally just sort of went, could it be?
Literally.
Are they going that
That's
route?
what I got gassed about. That's what I was like eeping about in the cinema.
Yeah.
And I think you'd clocked it was Red Skull, and I was sort of sitting there like, it's Death.
Yeah,
it's Death.
I heard the voice and was like, that's so familiar to me. I know that voice. I just couldn't pinpoint it. And then when I saw the face, I was like, but yeah, I was actually really surprised that wasn't Agent Smith.
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, it was actually Ross Marquand, which is Aaron from The Walking Dead.
Yes, who is quite well known for his impressions and mimic abilities, isn't he? I think he's been hired on a few different things to mimic different people's voices.
I think he's been uncredited actually on a few things as well. Quite a few.
I've heard that.
Just because he's just cameo voiced someone that maybe couldn't do it or whatever. Just a quick line or something.
But yeah, I can understand why they've removed Death. I would have liked it if they'd gone down that route, but not in Infinity War and won't be in Avengers 4. So that was Thanos' goal, and he was right.
Yeah, it would have been disappointing though if they did introduce Death and then never followed through with that in the future.
Yeah, the difficult thing is if you bring Death into it, everything doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
like because you've got that another MacGuffin there that can just fix everything, and I don't know if people really want that. I mean, one Infinity Gauntlet level thing is enough.
Not now, but maybe later down the line. Sure.
Maybe, but not because I can see it hindering things. Like Galactus turns up, but we know Death. Done.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they're going to have it set up so that they bring in other things that could change the fate of the MCU, blah, blah, blah. And then she can come in, you know what I mean, and help fix everything. And then she could possibly even serve as a reset for the MCU at some point, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
That might be why they're keeping her off the table.
Yeah, I could see that. I think that I do really like the story of Thanos being in love with Death. But I understand why it's got taken out, really. I mean... Yeah. It would have been good, but I really like what they did with Infinity War. I have no qualms about Infinity War whatsoever.
Yeah.
God damn it, I love that movie so much. Now, when we did our review, I made a claim to you before we did the review, actually, and we brought it up on the podcast.
Yeah.
That I think it's my greatest movie, my favourite movie of all time, like, straight up. And I said to you on the podcast, I'm going to need some time to reflect that. And it is. Like,
yeah, I can understand that.
It completely is my favourite movie.
The whole trope of no movie is perfect, but you can always get one of those movies that is so close to it that it's just considered perfect, you know?
I look at it in the same sense of like, you look at Star Wars, the first Star Wars, A New Hope. That kind of ushered in a new era of science fiction in a way.
Yeah.
It was a flagship film in that sense, and I think Avengers Infinity War is that. It's done something that nothing has done before.
Yeah, collective universe of how many films was it?
I believe it was 19 to get to that point.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Absolutely mad, and it takes it for me. There's so many moments during that movie that put a smile on my face, and I know I can say that about a lot of movies, but with this, it's every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Because there's the guy in me that's like, oh my god, this action sequence, oh my god, explosions, blah blah blah. There's the nerd in me that's like, oh my god, comic book references.
Yeah.
There's the humour in me that comes up with all the quippy one-liners as in the back and forths, and it just it hits every mark, and it doesn't need a romance story to do it. And I'm really sick of love stories.
I get that.
I got my heart broken when Gwen died. I don't need anything more. Like, that's it now. Like, I don't need another love story. You've done it for me, comic books. That's it. See you later. But that is, of course, the news that will change our life. Let's move on. Let's move on to my thoughts on Deadpool 2. Spoiler free now. G, as we've said many times, you haven't seen the movie.
No, I have not seen it yet.
And I'm only going to talk on the basis of what it does from the first one. Now, for me personally, as it's been mentioned many times on this podcast, I'm not that big a fan of Deadpool 1.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but it's not the movie that everyone keeps saying it is.
Yeah, no, I understand.
It's just because other people, to the general viewer, they don't... This Deadpool is fairly new in their minds, fairly fresh.
Yeah.
I know that character. I've read multiple stories with that character over many years.
Yeah.
And I know, as someone who reads the comics, that Deadpool is not interesting until he's Deadpool. And that movie just felt terribly imbalanced.
And then
tipped over to Deadpool at the end.
They had to do the whole, here's what he's like before, so you sympathise with the character as to why his reasons are what they are.
Yeah.
However, it felt
badly paced.
Yeah, a little bit badly paced and a bit too back and forth in the timeline.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have probably served better if we had his backstory, literally 25 minutes of it at most.
Yeah, that would have suited me, but it took up three-quarters of the movie.
And then the rest of the movie is him on his way to
Francis, yeah.
And then it's him sitting talking with the guy and flashback into like other stuff and then forward again.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
But building on that, coming up to Deadpool 2, you'd think it would have sequel syndrome. I think it is a much better movie.
Yeah.
Than the first one. The story is fairly simple again, and it's not particularly convoluted, which is an assumption when you bring time travel into things.
Yeah.
There is a cameo in it that I swear to God, when you see it, you will piss yourself laughing because it's just brilliantly done.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'm not going to drop spoilers,
right.
But you'll know what I'm talking about once you've seen it. I don't need to give any other. No, you know, I'll give one line to kind of so people know what I'm talking about. The mansion.
Okay.
Just wait for that, and then that cut. Jesus Christ, I was in bits. They kept the villain very under wraps. I mean, if you've seen the trailer, you would assume Cable is the villain to a degree. If you've seen the trailer, you know that Cable's after some kid, trying to kill him from the future.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, predictability-wise, you can kind of guess the steps that goes down.
Yeah.
But the villain is very, very cool. It's someone that you're not expecting, but someone you definitely will know. So
cool.
Look forward to that.
Cool.
The humour was spot on. I didn't think it was as meta as I'd like it to be. Didn't break the fourth wall as much as I'd like it to.
To be honest, I think if a film is going to nail breaking the fourth wall, they can't do it consistently because then it becomes tired, you know?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it's broken a few times in the first one, maybe once or twice in this one, possibly like a handful of times. But realistically, as long as they make the few times that it happens count, then they shouldn't have a problem.
That was my point I was going to make. I mean, we mentioned the post-credit scene that I said is officially canon.
Yeah.
That right there is entirely fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, cool.
So do look forward to that. It does have those moments. It starts out with one of those moments.
Yeah.
With a fourth wall breaking moment. But I almost feel like, I don't know, I just expect more from Deadpool in that sense. This is a character at the end of Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Goes into the writer's room at Marvel where they are writing Deadpool murders the Marvel Universe and murders the writers.
Yeah, I read that.
Next level meta-ness. And I suppose you can't really achieve that on film.
I mean, the only way you can do that is to have him bookend the start and end of the film every time.
And potentially make a little put it this-
say for instance, like the credits come up and then it zooms out, and then Deadpool comes out, and it shows people watching it in the cinema. He steps out and just murders the audience.
That'd be great.
Perfect, you know.
They won't do that though.
They won't.
You know
yeah,
why?
yeah, I know they won't.
Because of our Joker person.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. It did a lot of things. It got a lot of things right. Some of the jokes didn't really resonate with me, but then not all of Deadpool's humour does. Some of it's kind of potty humour. Some of it's kind of what I would consider easy humour. Which isn't always my cup of tea. And like it's exactly like we said about when we did our trailer kind of thoughts on it, and we said like the whole thing of like you dumb fuck. Well, that's just lazy writing. That kind of there are those moments like that where I'm not exactly impressed with it, but it does what it needs to do, and that's the important thing. Okay. Go and check it out. We're going to come back to you with a proper review next week once Gseph has seen the movie. But yeah, if you've seen Deadpool 2, drop your comments below. I mean, I don't know how a lot of people haven't had it spoiled, because all I'm seeing on Facebook are screen grabs of shitty cam copies.
It's like I said to you the other day, I don't have enough people on Facebook to get all that shit.
See, for me it's like Marvel groups and stuff like that. I mean, I have to assume that everyone sees it there like as soon as it comes out, but it's still a bit weird. And it's got to be really annoying if you haven't actually seen it. But we'll move on to our next topic, which is the return of the Vulture in Spider-Man 2 from Marvel Studios and Sony. Obviously the return of Michael Keaton as well. And Jake Gyllenhaal is supposedly in talks to play Mysterio. Now for one, I am extremely happy that Michael Keaton is back as the Vulture, because he's one of my favourite MCU villains. Now I'm going to make this clear to the people of the channel. If there's one thing I love as much as Sonic the Hedgehog, it's Spider-Man. You would know that, G. I have many spider suits. Many wonderful spider suits.
There's about 5 now?
4. 2 are the same, but one's got a detachable mask, like the original suit.
Oh, yeah.
And the other one has a hole I cut into P when I went to Reading.
That's fair play.
Do you know what? Trying to get that thing off every time you need to take a whiz, particularly as a diabetic.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, every half hour,
Literally, it's not worth my effort at all. So yeah, I cut a P hole. Which is... I had trousers on underneath.
I
wasn't
just
splashing. I just did literally a slit, yeah.
So if you did a little circle, that'd be a bad
Nah, because then like, I'd just quickly be like...
Yeah.
Done. Worked perfectly. Don't wear a morph suit to a festival, kids. Jesus Christ, it doesn't work.
Or if you do, cut it so it's a shirt and trousers.
Yeah, I don't think it would work that well, because the fabric is really elasticated. Do you get what I mean? I don't know if it would come together fully.
It then.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know?
Yeah, alright, I might try that. I might get a second line spider suit just to do that with it. But yeah, so Michael Keaton's returning as the Vulture. This makes me so happy.
Yeah.
I love Spider-Man Homecoming. I love his appearance in Civil War.
I like how he's played mainly winged superheroes / villains. Love that.
Yeah, obviously Birdman as well, which is a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen that, by the way, please.
I wonder if that's
I recommend that.
Just a thing for him. He likes birds, or he thinks he should be a bird. Or
do you remember the conversation
or something
that we were having about 2 hours ago, where he said about how he was up for the role in both other Spider-Man franchises? Do you think Birdman was made around that fact?
Maybe then, could have been.
Could have been interesting. I mean, it's such a good film, really fly on the wall kind of stuff.
Still haven't seen it, man.
Really recommend you watch it. Honestly, it's some of Keaton's best work, I would say.
Okay.
Really, really good. And then obviously there's this news that Jake Gyllenhaal is going to be playing Mysterio.
Yeah, now the only real exposure
we don't know,
to Mysterio that I have is from the games on PS2.
Spider-Man 2.
I don't even
best movie crossover
I don't even
game
think
ever.
he was in the Spider-Man was on PS1. I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know. Fishbowl Head. He must have been in there.
Yeah, I mean, like, he probably was, but I don't remember. I mean...
Yeah, I might have... Do you know what? We should do that at some point. We should go through and play Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro.
Yeah, man.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Coming soon on Calamity Hatcher, we're gonna do a playthrough of the original Spider-Man PS1 games because goddamn, they were brilliant. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's in it. He's. Do you know much about his backstory at all?
Not really.
So he is either. I think he's a failed special effects.
Yeah.
Artist that
That's
uses
right.
his abilities to kind of rob banks.
Yeah,
and
to
things like
manipulate stuff into
illusions.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. Thank you. I couldn't think of
Like
bloody
his
word.
his funhouse
Yeah.
in Spider-Man 2 in the game. That was great. By the way, we should specify it's not confirmed that Jake Gyllenhaal was going to be playing the role. He is supposedly in talks to play the role. My biggest issue with this is how do you get the fishbowl head to work? Because granted, Marvel get these costumes to work. There are certain costumes, like you look at Scarlet Witch's costume comic, comic from the costume from the comics.
Yeah.
And you look at that and you're like, that can't translate to the big screen. And actually, I like her look.
Yeah, I
They've
get
done
that.
a good job of it.
I think now, if I'm not mistaken, in the Spider-Man game, they did a thing where most of the time he was the guy in the costume with the fishbowl over his head, and then there was a few moments where he used almost like a robot, I think, or something.
Yeah.
That had no head or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like limbs that moved with like a body base.
Yeah.
I would not mind it if it's basically him controlling an AI style robot.
Stark tech or something like that.
Literally, because we've got the stuff of the alien tech falling and being repurposed by the humans. Why wouldn't it make sense that some Stark tech got stolen?
That's the thing, because what they've kind of broken things slightly in the sense that originally it was like Justin Hammer was the second person to try and make an Iron Man suit. Sorry, the third person. Ironmonger did it in the first one and made his suit. Recovered from Tony's suit. It wasn't as powerful, no, and Tony was able to beat him. Hammer tried to do it in the second one, couldn't really do it, and they made drones instead. But now you're at the point where it's clearly established that Bruce is as smart, if not smarter than Tony. Shuri is smarter than Tony.
Yeah.
I don't believe that no one's been able to replicate the Iron Man suit yet.
Even if they can't replicate it perfectly because they don't have the exact blueprints of how it would work, like I'm sure they'll be able to create some sort of androidy type thing that's just a drone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like at the very least,
you know, if the military can incorporate literal flying bird suits, metal bird suits for people like Falcon, there's no way that the technology hasn't been developed to make a suit. It doesn't necessarily need to be an Iron Man suit in the sense that it has repulsors and that kind of stuff.
Literally just
but a mechanized suit with weapons and stuff is totally plausible at this point. So for Mysterio to come up with something like that on his own, his own tech would be really, really cool.
Let's look at it, compare it to real life as well. So in real life, governments sell off weapons to like people that they shouldn't really be selling them off to.
The British government sells it to the Saudis, for instance. Yeah. So does the US.
And it would be interesting if there was a case of some villains paid top dollar to get some tech from
Hammer.
Yeah. You know?
See, they have kind of worked on that because you got the whole thing in Luke Cage where they're using Hammer tech. Yeah, I really like the idea that maybe Wilson Fisk could be the one bankrolling all that, because that's kind of who he is in the comics.
I get that.
I remember I was rereading Secret War recently. I've just been going through and rereading all my comics because I'm in that weird stage where it's like I've got to make big life decisions. Can I really be spending money on comics right now? But it's like, but I'm not going to read them online because I want to support the comic industry. This is like my time will come. So I'm just rereading older ones, and there's a fantastic panel where they know the world's ending. Like it's happening in hours because Earth is the multiversal fracture point. It's the center of the universe.
So that's going to be the first thing that...
Well, everything collapses in on it.
Oh, okay.
The multiverse collapses in on it. So like when Secret Wars happens, the Ultimate Universe is colliding with the normal 616 universe.
Okay.
And like Iron Man's like out in front in his Ultimate's armor with like 30 helicarriers flying from their sky to the sky below them, which is that of the 616 universe, and you've got all the 616 heroes going against it to like fight them. And there's a really cool scene where like Wilson Fisk sends out an email to like all the supervillains, and is like, you know, I always thought this would be my place. I always thought I'd stand above them all, but I see now that was never our destiny. Our destiny was to watch them try so desperately and fail. Please join me at that place we met that time for some celebratory drinks. And it's just really cool. It just shows like the kind of impact he had. It's like, yeah, you worked with everyone. You helped everyone along with their stuff. And then Punisher walks in and they say when you die you can't take it with you, so what am I going to do with all these bullets? And they just leave it there, and it's like, oh god, I know what you've done. It just shot the whole place up.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, the how they handle Mysterio will be very interesting.
Yeah. How Vulture gets brought back into it, because obviously he's in prison, we know that.
See, I would like to see something maybe of a redemption arc, in the sense that maybe he gets let out on good behaviour. You know, got a family and all that kind of thing. He's like, no, I'm in here to do right by my family. Maybe that's why he didn't give Peter up to the Scorpion.
Yeah, maybe he realised that he was on the wrong path.
But the Scorpion there leads me into something that I did want to talk about, which I think is coming.
He's got to be in it, hasn't he?
Yeah. And
like, if he isn't in it, I'd be so surprised.
I don't know if he'll get the suit. I think he might get that at the end of the film.
Oh yeah, most
post-credit scene.
I mean, it would be cool if it would. Well, let me put it this way: it wouldn't make sense if he had the suit before the end of the film, because, in my opinion, he'd need to see Spider-Man and he'd need to see Vulture, and then he'd need to be like, or possibly even Shocker, maybe even Rhino, you know?
Yeah.
And then, okay, I need a suit too. Who do I go to?
Well, I would like to see a situation where he gets like really messed up in Spider-Man 2 and has to have the suit on as life support, because that is what Scorpion is about, and it's actually J. Jonah Jameson that puts him in that suit, and he holds a massive vendetta against him. Which actually, we were talking about the Spider-Man PS1 game. You probably remember that mission. That was a great mission.
Yeah, it was.
Fight Scorpion in Jonah's office. So yeah, it'd be really cool if they could incorporate some of that. But then the MCU has been doing its own thing, and I don't have any major complaints so far. Or I'd probably do somewhere, but I can't think of them on the top of my head. So they're not that big a deal.
Yeah.
I think as long as they can handle it correctly and do it right.
Yeah. I mean, like with the MCU, when it comes film to film, I have faith that the overall story is going to get furthered and be interesting, but I don't necessarily have faith that the film as a whole could stand on its own, because I mean, most of them in the MCU, they pretty much can. I mean,
the exception maybe 3, I'd say.
Yeah.
Being Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 3, and Captain America: The First Avenger. And people will heavily disagree with me on the last two.
Yeah.
A lot of people love Captain America. It's not that I hate it or anything. I'm just like, this needed to be made. Because you needed the origin of Cap for later.
Yeah. But as I was saying, like, you look at the universe as a whole and you think, I don't really feel like I'm going to be let down, because they have a plan, they have a long thought out story, and then they have stuff that they sort of put into that.
And you know, Kevin Feige isn't just some big corporate guy that's been hired there. He's worked at Marvel for years. He is in love with the source material, and he always does a good job of, you know, doing it justice.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it now. There's so much more news about Spider-Man 2 coming out, and I think if we are in a situation where we're going to have fairly less Avengers, I mean, we don't have many Avengers at all. Well, no, we do. We have our core Avengers, and that's it.
Probably not for long.
But I don't think they're going to exist much longer. I think everyone else will come back, and apparently Spider-Man 2 will take place 5 minutes after Infinity War ends. Like, literally, you're into Spider-Man.
Okay, I like that, because it shows that this universe isn't stop and start like how the films get released.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I may have a problem with it if it's a case of the end of Infinity War and he's told, like, oh, lay low for a while, kid, and then immediately gets into trouble. You know what I mean?
But
I feel like that would be jumping the gun a bit. I feel like he'd need to have that downtime for the first 15 minutes of the film to show that he's not being Spider-Man for a while. He's trying to readjust to being a kid.
Trying to just adjust to what he's just seen. Like,
Literally,
he's going to see his the next father figure of his die.
Yeah, it's going to be mind-blowing stuff.
Yeah, it really is. I did want to touch upon the fact as well that I think what we were saying before. So I think with Vulture and Scorpion, we think will make a return, and Mysterio and Shocker.
Yeah,
that's 4 of your Sinister Six.
Yep.
Not the original Sinister Six, granted,
no.
but they weren't going to stick to it as it was because I don't think Dr. Octopus is going to make an appearance.
No, probably not. I mean, like I said, Rhino is a possibility to come back, but again, it might be a cameo.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him done justice though, considering what happened with Amazing Spider-Man 2. I mean, it is just a bulky character. It's not a particularly interesting character, but it's a beloved character.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth mentioning that our love for all these villains, I think it's the same place for both of us. It's the 90s cartoon.
Yeah.
And we actually had a very interesting conversation on the way here that I actually think we should do as a hypothetical from the further podcast. Who has the better rogues gallery? Spider-Man or Batman?
I mean, it is quite tough, isn't it?
It
because
really
you
is.
have certain characters from the DC universe that, like the 3 main categories of like powerful, like wedge guy, like psychopath, like killer, and then you're gonna have like the gangsters.
Yeah,
you know
what I said to you as well, which I love about one particular Spider-Man villain is you get the big oh my god how do you kill this thing and the psychopathic serial killer in Carnage. It's just one of my favourite characters. But yeah, so I think the Sinister Six could be happening. They've never really taken it out of production, Sony. That is still technically in production. So I'm looking forward to that, and it would be really cool. You know what? If they are going to connect this Venom movie to the MCU, make him the 6th member. I can live with that. Tom Hardy leading the group, with Keaton. I'm cool. And potentially Gyllenhaal. Mate.
That's fine.
That's a great villain lineup for me. So we'll get on to our last topic, and today there's a lot of licensing expos going on at the moment. Alex Davis from First Four Figures, the guy who owns First Four Figures, who make those beautiful shadow and silver statues you've seen on the set. They have been putting loads of pictures up into the First Four Figures group. If you do collect First Four Figures, please check it out. It's a really, really great community, to be honest. And you've been putting up loads of pictures of this expo they've been at, where it's all licensing. It's where all the big brands, all the movies and the games and that kind of thing, they come out and they're like, right, this is what we're going to do. Do you want to be a licensing partner for us? Do you want to produce merchandise for it and that kind of thing? And as a result of that, we have had an official plot synopsis for Avengers 4. Now this is vague, but what I love about the vagueness of this statement is how much we can go into speculation. Because that's honestly what I love about this. Now we've had this discussion before where you kind of think I ruin things to myself a little bit. But I love the discussion. Sometimes. Sometimes I get things right, sometimes I get things wrong. Sometimes other people
it's
do.
The same
you do
as,
spoil things.
When I was telling you stuff about possible leaks from Gotham.
I
was telling you this might happen, this is a possible route they could go down, and then none of it did happen.
Exactly.
I mean, or if it did, it happened in its own way. Not how I thought it was going to go.
I think that's the thing with the discussion though. Like we wouldn't be doing this if there wasn't fun to be having the discussion and speculation. So it's always as big a part of the movie as the movie itself with a lot of these things. But the official statement says, a combination of 22 interconnected films, the 4th installment of the Avengers saga, will draw audiences to witness the turning point of this epic journey. Our beloved heroes will truly understand how fragile this reality is and the sacrifices that must be made to uphold it. Now, to a lot of general moviegoers will hear that and be like, what does that mean? What does that mean? To me, that means holy fucking shit nerd meltdown. Holy fuck. Okay, right, let's get into this. Ant-Man and the Wasp is going into the multiverse. This has been confirmed by Kevin Feige. How fragile this reality is. Shit's gonna snap.
Either there's gonna be a break somewhere and stuff's going to start leaking through each other, or it's going to be purposefully broken to bring people together. Either it's going to be an accident or it's going to be on purpose. We don't know that, but it's one of the two.
Now, here's the thing. This reality is one of many. and
Hasn't it been
If
vaguely
Thanos-
touched upon in the universe?
it has
this
in
MCU?
Ant-Man and the Wasp and Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Because Doctor Strange, the magic they use is the energy between
Yeah.
the universes in
Yeah.
the multiverse, and Ant-Man took us into the microverse, which is one many universe in the multiverse. The shit that this implicates, man, like this is one, as I said, this is one reality. Has Thanos achieved balance by only doing it in one reality?
That's a good point, actually.
Does the gauntlet only work in
That
the
one-
Marvel Cinematic Universe as we have it now? Because in the comics, the Infinity Gauntlet only works in its native realm, in its native universe.
See, that's what I was wondering as well. Like, is there going to be something to do with Thanos being so powerful with the glove that he's able to get it to work by harnessing the energy from his base universe? And then when he travels, he just stretches that energy with him.
Potentially. I mean, it's mad to think about the things that could come from this. And like I've been sitting here wanting Spider-Gwen. It's a possibility if they start doing this. We're going to start crashing realities together.
Okay, honestly, it is, but I think the character may be too young as a character, to be brought in right now.
You say that, right? You say that. But the Black Order are not older than 5 years
Fair.
in the comics.
Fair.
And I think Spider-Gwen's about the same, if not longer, maybe slightly shorter.
Okay. Let me
She's beloved.
Let me put it this way: would she fit into the universe right now?
At this moment in time, no. Because one, you need to introduce Gwen Stacy, who again, apparently in Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
You need Gwen Stacy, and you need to do Miles first.
Mm-hmm.
Because Miles has been away. Obviously, we get his big screen debut this year.
Yep.
And I keep forgetting this is coming out. This is coming out in October.
Mm-hmm.
Completely gone off the radar. We're going to have to see that.
It's the animated one, right?
Yeah. Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Spider-Gwen will be in that.
Most likely.
He's really been waiting for his time to shine, Miles, and they've obviously made some little references in Spider-Man Homecoming to the fact he does exist out there and he's going to be there.
Yeah.
But Avengers 4, I think my theory from before rings even more true with this statement, that the lives of the Avengers that we know are core Avengers are going to be sacrificed for those we lost.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, we've pretty much gathered that was the plan for about 5 years, roughly.
Yeah.
Because when you looked at who was in it and who was a mainstay and when their contracts are up and those that didn't and did get renewed, you sort of gathered what was happening, but it's just a case of how it's going to go down.
Exactly. And I was actually thinking this would be an interesting kind of moment to bring in the Beyonder or another Celestial, perhaps.
Yeah, I would like that.
Eternal or something.
I feel like I know nothing about the Celestials in this universe, but they seem so important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the MCU.
Yeah, they really are.
They've been spoken about with great importance and great, aberration and stuff. You know what I mean?
They're not even the biggest threat.
Exactly.
Above that comes the Builders, who are featured prominently in the Infinity storyline.
Which are the creators of stuff? Of the universes or something, right?
Almost, yeah. You get
something along those lines.
You get Captain Universe, who is the universe, incarnated into a human form.
Oh yeah, that was it. Okay.
She created them, out of nothingness.
Yeah.
And they created, life. As they said, they set off origin bombs all over the universe and saw what developed. They took it. If life didn't look like it would develop properly, they wiped it from existence. If it did, they kept it. And then beyond that is the Beyonder, who is the be-all and end-all of the universe. He is at the multiversal fracture point, and it's there where Doctor Strange, Doctor Doom, and the Molecule Man stand in front of him, and they know they can't stop what's happening, but they know they can kill him. So they go to kill him, and like, who would dare take this power? And Strange flinches. He's like, I won't take it. I can't have that responsibility. And Doctor Doom is like, I am Doom. We'll do it. I'll be God. And he actually becomes God from that. It's fucking mental.
That is mental.
Leads to an incredible fight between him and Reed Richards. Like,
obviously, right now, impossible to happen in the MCU.
but not long.
Yeah.
Not long. Although Comcast are really getting in the way.
Yeah, I mean, like the cash deal thing's a bit mad, isn't it? But
Yeah, apparently they're like, oh, we're going to officially be making an offer soon. It's like, everyone knows what the offer you're going to make. Why are you even...
What? It's just because
You should have come out the next day and been like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about it. It's old news.
Yeah.
Like, people have been talking about it for a while now. But yeah, back to point. Avengers 4 is going to be a madness. And we can't wait to see it.
Yep. It's going to be pretty damn insane.
It really is.
How happens next year, right?
Yeah, we are...
Is there an actual month?
May 4th.
I didn't expect there to be an actual date yet.
I think it is May 4th.
I thought they'd leave that for a bit later. But
Well,
you never know.
they put the dates down, didn't they, for Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2?
That is true. I forgot about that. That was before it was renamed and changed, wasn't it?
But then, obviously, Part 1 was still set to come out... Well, Infinity War was set to come out on that date, but then there was that whole Robert Downey Jr. Marvel Studios Twitter exchange. It's like, how about we bring it out a couple of days earlier at the same time all around the world? And it was like, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll do that. So, I imagine it probably is subject to change.
Yeah, most of the time it is. I mean,
But we'll see how it goes. I mean, people are saying that it did Deadpool a lot of favours than pulling it forward a week.
I can understand that.
And I think, do you know what, Deadpool's capitalised on it really well. Like the Man United trailer that aired over here in the UK. Man United are quite a big football team over here. And there was
Probably the biggest in England.
Yeah.
Not in terms of right now, just overall.
Yeah, with the biggest reputation, yeah. And they released a trailer where he kitted the whole Man United gear out in Deadpool gear. Yeah. And it was like, because you've got to do something else advertising wise when you're going up against Infinity War. And I was just like, my God. And you saw it in the trailer for Deadpool 2. I'm just going to come back to this. You saw it in the trailer. It doesn't happen in that moment. You'll hear the line. And you'll be like, because he says it's someone completely different and it's not Thanos at the end of it. And you'll be like, oh shit. And then you get to the bit where he actually calls Cable Thanos at one point, and it's fucking brilliant because it just came out of nowhere. I was like, oh god. They really do a good job with that. That's another point I want to bring up with Deadpool 2. They pick their moments.
That's good
for shit like that, and they actually released some kind of false trailers. A lot of the jokes are dubbed over the trailers, so you get brand new stuff in the movie.
That's good.
But yeah, we're very excited for Avengers 4. Let's be honest, we've been, not G so much, but I have been obsessed with Infinity War since it came out and in the run up to it. And I've made you talk about it every week for the past 4 weeks now.
To be honest, I don't mind. I mean, it's still fresh in my mind, really.
You need to go through your second viewing.
I do. I'm going to wait a little while. I want to wait a little while until...
home release.
No, not maybe. I don't know. I was just thinking, wait a little while and then have it. So if I don't remember it fully, then I go into it. It feels like I'm watching it for the first time again.
That, yeah.
That way, I feel like I can get a better grasp of how it went down. You know.
Yeah, I completely understand that. On that note, we'll close this one off. As always, it's been a pleasure being here with the wonderful
ThatGuy Gseph. Thank you for that.
I've been your host, Calamity Hatcher. If you are new here to Calamity Hatcher and you like what you see, please give this a like. If you've got any friends that are into the nerd culture, share it around.
That shit.
Exactly. Yeah, we really do love the conversation with people. It's why we do what we do. It's not only like a podcast that we put up. It's something I look forward to every week with you because it's just us talking shit about comic books and comic book movies for about an hour. So, if we can open that discussion up with other people, that's great. And if you want to join the Calamity Call, please hit subscribe. That is what you guys are called, my subscribers, the Calamity Call. It's like the Green Lantern Call,
but better.
Except,
more calamitous.
It's better in the sense that we destroy shit instead of saving shit.
Yeah, I get
because we're calamities.
Yeah.
But, to each their own. Some people prefer the hero's path. I think they're idiots. There's a lot of new stuff coming up on the channel. By the time this is up, episode 1 of Chaos and Control should be up. I really hope you enjoy that. That's kind of looking to my mental state as it's been at points, and it's done with music. The music and the lyrics are very important to it, so when it goes up, please pay attention to that. It will be up. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. The music's quite important to it, but I'm really looking forward to that. And there's going to be more episodes coming out, talking to different people I know about their stories of mental health, what's helped them, you know, what doesn't help them. I'm really trying to break stigmas, because people with mental health problems aren't fragile things that you need to be delicate around. You have to have some degree of sensitivity towards things, but there's so many stigmas, and we really want to break them, because, you know, fuck society's perceptions of standard
preconceived
things.
notions of how people are supposed to be.
Exactly. And one thing I will say on that matter is, you know, it's okay to not be okay. Like, there's no shame in people feeling that, and that's really what we want to come try and put across with it.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to getting that up. When this goes up, I will have been at Slam Dunk Festival, which I am totally looking forward to. Dream State are playing. Thank you to everyone that has checked out that vlog. That is on 1,780 views.
That's mad.
That's fucking ridiculous. So thank you to every single person that's checked that out. We will be trying to get on the barrier for Dream State to get that footage. Hopefully going to be a longer vlog. Really excited for that. If you're there at Slam Dunk Festival, come say hey. Come get a commemorative Calamity Hatcher Pokemon card. I've just realised that this is coming out after, so it's too late for that. But I hope I saw you at Slam Dunk, and I hope you came and got a commemorative Calamity Hatcher Pokemon card. And also, I can talk in future tense, there will be a giveaway that, well, at this moment in time, there is a giveaway going on for a Neck Deep, The Peace and the Panic LP vinyl record. All you have to do is be subscribed to Calamity Hatcher and drop a comment on the Slam Dunk vlog. If you were there, you know what your favourite part of the day was, you know, your favourite band. If you weren't there, you know what you're looking forward to see. I don't know, just drop a comment. Make us smile. Make us laugh. God, is it too much to ask these days for a bit of conversation? God.
Maybe.
Conversation is dead, people. That's what we're chatting on the internet. But as I said, I have been your host, Calamity. As always, joined by the wonderful
ThatGuy Gseph. Thank you very much.
You're always thanking me. I love it. And this has been episode 14.
I like getting introduced.
It suits you. You should have a title.
We'll come up with that at some point.
Yeah, we will come up with that at some point. Plenty more things to come from the channel. Please check it out. As I said, join the Calamity Corps by hitting subscribe. And seriously, just want to say this now actually, because I know we say it a lot, but I haven't said it in a while. Seriously, thank you to fucking everyone that is supporting us at this point. We're on 182 subscribers. That's kind of a big deal to me because Blink-182. So I'm sitting there like, please keep it that way. I don't even want my subscribers to go up.
You've reminded me of a dream I had. I'm going to tell you that after.
Okay, let's go into the next one. But thank you very much for checking this out. And we hope to see you potentially next week. We'll see how things turn out. As I said, you know, it might not come out every week at the moment. I hope we will catch up with you soon for more hot topical nerdiness and fiery conversations. Thanks for checking in, guys, and we will see you guys soon, because that's what it takes to be infinite.